Today, we're going to be talking about easy weight loss tips. And I know what you may be thinking. Easy and weight loss should not be in the same sentence together, but they can be. I have a couple tips to help. I'm Juli Bauer Roth, the food, fitness, and lifestyle blogger behind PaleoMG. Welcome to my channel. I'm here to share my favorite food, workout, and wellness tips to help you live your best damn life. Today, we're talking easy weight loss tips. And if you're anything like me, if you would have heard that a few years ago, you're like, shut up. You know, that's not true. It's not easy for me. And believe me, I completely empathize with that and understand that because everybody's weight loss journey, if that is your goal to lose weight, looks completely different. Whether that has to do with your genetics, your upbringing, your environment, your stressors. There are so many different things that affect weight. And the sad thing is, we've been told by the fitness industry, by the supplement industry, that it is a complicated thing. And so we think we have to do all the things to lose weight when it can actually be really simple. A little backstory on me, I grew up hating myself. I've talked about this on a video in the past, but I hated myself. It was so sad. And I was never good enough. I was never skinny enough. I was never fit enough. I was never anything enough. And so what did I do? The normal things that so many people do. I went on diet pills. I took energy drinks, and so I could work out for hours. I would spend hours and hours inside the gym. I would track all of my food. And even in high school, I was trying to get down under 500 calories, if not more. I starved myself, I binged, I did everything. And that led me to all kinds of different things that were really healthy. It led me into CrossFit, which really transformed my brain into thinking less about weight and more about weight on the barbell. It got me into paleo, which taught me about whole, real foods instead of processed foods. And then it got me to a place in my life where I didn't want to obsess anymore. And I just wanted to eat food and like myself and not think about all the things that were wrong with me. I just wanted to be happy. And that's what I think people's end goal is with weight loss, is they simply want to be happy. And they think weight loss is going to be that one thing. And it can be a piece of that, but there are many other pieces to that puzzle. But I think it's pretty clear I'm not a therapist here, and therapy is great for that. But weight loss can also be very freeing. It can help you be more physically able so you can do the things you love, like go on a hike or go on a run or walk on the beach for hours or play with your kids, whatever you want to do. If you have lost extra weight that was holding you back so you can physically do those things, that's fantastic. So having weight loss goals is not a bad thing in any capacity, but it can take over your brain and become the obsession. And it has become an obsession for me many times over in the past. Not only did I start with counting my calories and trying to get below 500 calories in high school, then in college, I went to the zone diet where it's kind of like Weight Watchers. You have blocks. And so I was counting out, here's 3 almonds, here's 6 almonds, here's 1 macadamia nut. If you've been in the zone diet before, you know. And then I went to paleo diet where I thought, oh my God, this is the end all be all. This is the best thing. And it was amazing. I mean, you're eating whole, real foods. But then it was missing some things that have worked great for me later on, like raw dairy and legumes, even grains like sourdough bread. And then I would try something else like pro-metabolic and get really obsessed about PUFAs and all these different things. And just with over time, I'm like, wait, I'm stressing myself out more about the foods I'm eating instead of just eating whole foods. That's it. So just know if you've been down these rabbit holes, if you have been sucked in by a supplement company or by a weight loss company saying that you have to do all these things to lose weight, know that you are a specific person and your needs are going to be completely different than someone else's. And so getting to know your body is going to be the most important thing by far. And getting to know your body, that may sound like, well, how the hell do I do that? It takes time and it takes practice. It takes cooking your own foods and working out and resting when you need to and reducing your stress and getting enough sleep. There's so many different components, but the more you take care of yourself, the easier it is to put all those pieces to the puzzle in place and feel your best and lose weight on top of it if that's your goal. So today I'm going to share 5 easy tips to lose weight. This is easy. These are simple things. And this is a great way to stay away from all the outside noise, all the different clutter, all the different obsessions, and just get back to you, get back to your body, and get back to these simple things that can help. And hopefully they do. They've helped me along the way, and hopefully they'll help you as well. Let's get into it. Number 1, let's eat whole foods. Let's stay away from processed foods. And let's cook as much as we can at home. So eating whole foods, what does that mean? Well, you're going to go to the store and you're going to get different vegetables, different fruits, things that you can eat raw, that you need to cook a little bit. And we're going to stay away from all those middle aisles that have just things that we're not totally sure of. The ingredients we don't really know. With some of those crackers, you've never even heard of those ingredients. Instead of crackers, maybe we're having some vegetables for a snack. And then we're going to eat lots of different proteins. So whether you're having beef, chicken, pork, fish, all these different foods that you have to cook at home yourself. And cooking takes time and it takes work. But guess what? It's normally cheaper than going out to a restaurant if you start doing the math, especially when you're paying attention to the grocery stores that you shop at. But the biggest thing is staying away from processed foods. And let's not get obsessive about it. Chill. Yeah, you're going to go out with your friends and you're going to have some food. Yes, you're going to have those crackers. Yeah, you're going to grab that bag of Chex Mix when you're on the road. Don't get obsessive about it. The more you obsess, the more stress you'll put yourself into. But the more often you can cook whole, real foods at home, the better you will feel, and the more you'll want to do that on a regular basis. For me, I hated cooking. I hated cooking when I first started. I sucked at it. It was the worst. But I really wanted to get back to how my body should feel. And so I started cooking different recipes online, and then I hated cooking recipes because I hate paying attention to what people are telling me to do. So I started making my own recipes, and I failed a ton along the way, and I've made a ton of crappy meals. But as I've gotten better at it, I stick with the meals I love the most, and I find myself wanting to eat out less because I feel better when I eat the foods at home that I know where the ingredients are from, that I put my love and effort into. And I really got into the moment of cooking before eating my food, so I was really present. Eating whole foods, cooking at home, and staying away from processed foods on a regular basis. You'll still have them. It's not a big deal. But the more you can do that 80-20, whoever pulled that out of their ass, the 80-20 rule where you're cooking 80% of the time, the foods that you purchase yourself, and then 20% of the time, got a little processed food, a little eating out, a little treat there. Awesome. If that rule works great for you, awesome. If someone just pulled that out of their ass and you're like, that's stupid, that's fine too. But the more you can cook for yourself, the better. Number 2, if you are looking to lose weight, you got to focus on strength. I know we've been told by the fitness industry for so long that it's all about cardio. It's all about these calories in, calories out, which is definitely true. But you are going to see a huge difference when you are weightlifting and you are increasing that metabolism by strength training. Strength training is not going to get you bulky. I think we all know that by now, right? It's not going to get you bulky. Maybe you put on muscle easier than another person, but you have to train a ton to get bulky or to get really big. It takes a lot of effort. By simply lifting weights, it's not going to get you there. We want to lift on a regular basis. Lifting 2 to 3 times a week. If you like it, try it even more. And you can start with light weights and you can increase those weights over time, get progressive overload into your strength training routine. But the more you lift weights, the more you will see that physical change in your body and the less you'll have to obsess over cardio. Cardio is still great. I'm not knocking on cardio whatsoever. But strength training is really going to help you see that physical change. It's going to help you with weight loss, but more importantly, it's going to help you with confidence. Especially if I'm talking to women out there, strength training will help you so much with confidence. I can't explain it enough. As a person who had 0 confidence most of her life, strength training made all the difference. Not only will you see physical change, but you'll see a mental change as well. Number 3, now I love this one. So, most of us know a caloric deficit will get us to lose weight. So you have to burn off more calories than you're taking in. And there's different equations online where you can find your caloric deficit. But the problem is oftentimes people put that caloric deficit lower and lower and lower, and then they just burn out their metabolism. Not so good. So instead of obsessing about a caloric deficit, how about try tracking your protein? Now, an easy way to figure out your protein needs is to use a little equation. If you're working out on a regular basis and you want to put on some muscle, which is going to help you lose some weight, a great equation to use is 0.8 times your body weight. And that's going to give you however many grams you should be eating in a day. So for me, before I was pregnant, I started using this equation and I needed about 115 grams of protein per day. So what I started to do when I wanted to track my protein was, before even trying to hit that goal of 115 grams, I would simply measure out how much I was eating in a day. And I was eating about 50 to 60 grams of protein per day when I should be hitting about 115. So no wonder I wasn't seeing the progress I was hoping for in the gym or hoping for physically. I wasn't giving my body enough protein to really reap the benefits. So what I did was started eating more protein. I started to try to get about 30 grams or more of protein per meal. That 30 was pretty easy for me to hit, especially if I was using some of those leaner proteins like fish and chicken. And then over time, I was able to start hitting that 115 grams per day. Everybody's going to range. This 0.8 might not be right for you and it might feel way overwhelming. Put that number less. You could start at 0.4, 0.6, whatever feels best for you as you start to get into this. And why I recommend tracking your protein is, not only is it going to give you energy, but it's going to give you sustainable energy throughout the day. Oftentimes when people try to do a caloric deficit, they're just concentrating on the number. They're not always concentrating on the protein amount in each meal. And so then they find themselves really hungry and don't want to be in the caloric deficit anymore. Obviously, like, no one wants to be hungry every single day. So tracking that protein is really helpful, making sure you're getting about 30 or more grams per meal and testing out how you feel throughout the day. Caloric deficit can be really helpful for some people and it can be really detrimental to others. It all depends on the person, and I don't want you to just keep trying to lower that number more and more. So concentrate on your protein. Protein is going to keep you full. It's going to keep you satisfied. It's going to help you with your strength training, and it's going to help you see results from that strength training. Number 4. Are you ready for this? It is going to blow your mind. You got to stay consistent. Consistency is everything. It is what is going to get you results in anything, whether it's your job, whether it's your parenting, whether it's your friendships. You got to stay consistent in all of those things. And it's the same when it comes to your lifestyle. When you stay consistent with eating real whole foods on a regular basis, with a sprinkle of those processed foods and going out to eat, whatever that might look like, when you stay consistent with your strength training and a fitness routine on a regular basis, and when you stay consistent with making sure you're getting adequate protein in, all these pieces start to come together and you're like, whoa, okay, this weight loss thing is actually kind of easy. Of course, there's all kinds of different things that are mixed in there, like hormonal imbalances, and we could go deeper into that. But when you start staying consistent with your habits on a regular basis, they begin to build on each other, build more and more. You want to stay home and cook more because you've gotten better at it, and you feel really good when you're cooking whole foods versus when you go out for a burger and french fries. Just had that the other night. It was great. But the more you stay consistent with those habits, the more you're going to see all the benefits that come from them. Consistency is everything. It's not about perfection. It's not about the perfect number every day. It's about staying consistent in your daily habits on a regular basis. Now, number 5. Stop obsessing. I'm hoping all these little tips are less obsessive than some of the things that we're told out there, or some of the things that we've tried out there. We've all tried different things. But obsessions lead to more stress, and stress leads to a little increase in cortisol, the stress hormone in the body, which can lead to weight gain over time. We don't want that. When we have an increase in cortisol, that's when all things go out the door, where we're eating junk food, we're just stressed out, we're not sleeping as well. Everything just falls by the wayside. Obsessions don't get us anywhere. And a person who is very obsessive, I can get on this obsession and stick with it, and it can drive me crazy, especially with food, because I want to do really well with my eating habits and my workout habits and my lifestyle habits. I want to do the best that I can. And so when someone says I need to do something, I'm like, okay, I got to do it. And then I'm like, you know what? That doesn't really work with my lifestyle. The less we obsess, the more we progress. I just made that up. We should put that on a t-shirt somewhere. The less we obsess, the more we progress. And the less you obsessed about all these little tiny details and try to perfect everything all the time, the more your body can relax, it can enjoy food, it can really be present in the moment. And so we're not overeating. We're actually enjoying time, having that ice cream, having that salad we made, having that big meal we made for our family. We've been told by society that we have to be obsessed in any capacity, whether it's with politics, whether it's with social issues, whether it's with food. We don't have to obsess. We don't have to fall victim to that. The less we obsess, the more we progress. I love that. Now that's it. Those are the 5 things that I follow. I eat whole foods and avoid processed foods on a regular basis, still eat them, still enjoy them, still love them, but I feel better when I eat whole foods, and my body has told me that over time. I focus on strength instead of burning all the calories I can, because not only will strength help you build muscle, but making sure we're not doing that high intensity all the time will help with reducing inflammation. I track my protein, not while pregnant. I just haven't wanted to do that while pregnant, but I normally track my protein to ensure I'm getting enough every single day and feeling full and satisfied at meals. I stay consistent, and I've stayed consistent ever since I made a pledge to myself probably 15 years ago that I would change my health around, and I've stuck with it. And it's been an up and down, all kind of roller coaster ride, but I've stayed consistent with my goals. And 5, which took me a long time to learn, we don't need to obsess. The less we can obsess, the more we can progress. Really love that line, obviously. And the more we can really get to know our bodies. Less obsessions mean you're actually getting to know your body on a deeper level, listening to it, and putting all those pieces of the puzzle in place. Weight loss might seem hard and it might seem very daunting, but it can actually be pretty simple and easy when we break it down and we let our bodies do what they were supposed to do. We're invaded by a world that gives us so much information, gives us so many palatable, delicious foods filled with fat and sugar, and it's hard to really know what to do. And we always want an easy solution, and there is no easy solution. But hopefully these easy couple tips help you just put little better habits in place, get you cooking, get you lifting, get you obsessing less and less about perfection, and just being with your body. The more you can be in your body and present with your body and present in your beautiful life, the more all of those puzzle pieces, like I said, fall into place. I hope this was helpful. If it was, give it a little like and don't forget to subscribe. I have even more videos I hope you're gonna love. I'm Juli Bauer Roth of PaleoMG. Stay tuned for a couple more of those videos.